Welcome to the regular meeting of the Recreation and Parks Commission. Would everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Right hand over your heart, ready to begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Dave. Roll call, please.
Yes. Commissioner Gant?
Present.
Commissioner Stolnak?
Present.
Commissioner Lubes?
Present.
Vice Chair Watson?
Present.
Chair Moda?
I am here.
Thank you.
Presentations tonight. We have three. So first one, Employee Spotlight. Noe Moreno, Parks.
Yes.
got that?
I will have our Park Superintendent, Christopher Henson, share a little bit about Noe. Noe, if you want to come up to the podium. Yes, Noe Moreno.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Christopher will share a little bit about you.
Noe Moreno is a park maintenance worker, level 2, has worked with the city of El Segundo for about the last 15 years. Originally started as with a contractor, then became a part-time employee, and now he is full-time employee since I think 2018. Noe, AKA Mr. Irrigation, is our go-to guy for all irrigation operations and repairs. His extensive knowledge of El Segundo's irrigation system is invaluable. His expertise also includes detailed sports field maintenance. His quiet demeanor and positive attitude and infectious smile make him in demand by workers seeking an extra hand and as a special project leader. His work ethic, honesty, and expertise are greatly appreciated by his supervisors. Noe is a tremendous asset to the Parks Department and is very deserving of this recognition.
Yes.
I consider Noe kind of the heart and soul of the Parks maintenance team. So, thank you, Noe.
Thank you.
Yes, and if I can just add, so, the Parks Division, one of, three of the divisions that I oversee, and Noe is so well respected, not only amongst his own team and his peers, but throughout the city. He is like a go-to guy for us, and always positive, always willing to help whatever we throw at him last minute. Just a wonderful, wonderful guy. I'm so happy he's on our team.
Thank you. That's
No.
me right here.
Noe, thank you. I've known you for many years.
Many years since
Many
we
years.
were at the high school.
At the high school, and yes, as you've said, he knows a lot about irrigation. He knows what's going on out there, and he knows how to handle the field. So, Noe, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Salud. Thank you.
I have a history with Noah as well, from
Yes, you do.
25 years ago. I'm not surprised. He could have gotten this every single month forever, but I'm not surprised. He's a great guy and a great employee. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Can I get a picture with the commission and Noe? Okay. Oh, we go right up here.
Yes.
In the front?
Yep, right in here. Christopher, are we on? Yeah. It's wonderful. Yes, please do. Oh. Whoopsie.
Disappeared.
Oh, it just, Linnea, how about you take a picture?
Oh, there it is. I got it.
My finger's in the way.
Water
Don't want to break
or
them.
tequila.
Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations, Lynn. Thank you. Nice meeting you. Get out of here and go celebrate. Right. Go celebrate. Yay.
All right, moving right along. We have two more, both related to Public Works.
Yes.
The abandoned reservoir project and also the pump station.
Yes, Honorable Chair and members of the commission, tonight, Mr. James Rice from Public Works is joining us. Mr. Sassoon was not able to be here. And I've just asked James to provide just a high-level overview of each of these projects, because I know that we've had some some questions from commissioners and members of the community. So
Okay.
turn it over to Mr. Rice.
Of course. Hi, everyone. So an update on Pump Station 16. There is a short-term solution which staff is currently working on, which is pretty much to do repairs of the pumps and engines of Pump Station 16 to make it operable, because currently it's not in operation. The long-term solution is to completely upgrade this Pump Station 16 with new equipment. The budget for this long-term solution is around $2.5 million. We are currently reaching out to Ted Liu's office for a grant for this solution. But if we're not successful, we're going to fall back and use CIP funds. And just so you know, the long-term solution, just due to the complexity of the equipment, it could take up to 3 years to implement. And that's my update there. In regards to the abandoned reservoir green space project by Hilltop Park, this project will be in 2 parts or phases. The first phase is to partially demolish and infill the reservoir of soil to bring the area up to a flat soil elevation. The second part of this project, the second phase, will be to install turf, landscaping, irrigation, fencing, and anything else required to create new green park space for the public. The exact use for this green space is yet to be determined. Staff is currently working on the phase 1 portion, which is to infill the reservoir. We've retained the design team that will be preparing the demo plans and the bid package with the goal to start and complete construction by the end of this year. The design of the second phase to build out the green space would be expected to begin during the phase 1 construction near the end of this year, with the goal to start and complete the construction of the phase 2 work within the first half of next year. The total combined cost of both phases is around $650,000. That's all I got.
Any questions?
Long-term, 3 years on Pump Station 16. Short-term, what is the plan on the short term?
So for the short term, again, we're working on it currently. The idea is to have it repaired by the summer.
Repaired, what are you repairing?
We're repairing the pumps. There's 2 pumps and
Right.
there's 2 engines. So we have to repair both to get them operational.
And are they repairable?
Yes.
Okay. So when, we all know that Stevenson Field's a sump, and where all the water collects.
Mhm.
When the pump is not working, which it's not working, and we know that rain is coming, or forecasted, are we gonna have the auxiliary pump in place?
That would be the idea, yes, to avoid any sort of issues, for sure.
Because that water sitting there for multiple days when it can be pumped off is not a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll speak to Elias and just make sure to remind him that we need to work with our, field crew to make sure that that auxiliary pump is installed before any rain event.
Forecasted rain, and hopefully, as Christopher said, let's hope the rain is done for a while,
Yeah.
because
Fingers
we
crossed.
do want to get all the youth out there using those fields. Okay,
Great, well, thank you. Anything
go
else?
ahead. That one-
I have a few.
Sure.
Go ahead.
CIP funds, 2.5 million. What are CIP funds?
Say again?
What are CIP funds?
Capital improvement project funds, so it'd just be pretty much a general
General fund.
fund, yeah.
General fund, so it's a
Yes.
general fund expenditure, it's just gonna have to be put into the budget because there's no
Right,
way not to.
correct.
So it just
yeah.
gets thrown in there.
We're factoring in.
And then the 650,000 for the park, which is awesome. More parks are great. Where do we get the 650?
I believe that's transportation funds. I can't quite remember at the top of my head. I can look it up and of course follow up with you if needed.
No, I think that it's also CIP funds, so basically, and there are some other funding sources
Yeah, there
contributing
are.
to it, but we can get back to the commission on that.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking, if those were available, we could have used them for a teen center or I mean, it's great that we're doing it, but
No, that's why I think it's coming from a special fund, like James is mentioning. I'm not sure if it's transportation, it might be stormwater.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll look into
Yeah.
that and we'll let the commission know, because that's a good question.
and I think I asked this last time, so I'm sorry I don't remember the answer, but will the commission have an opportunity to advise on what that?
Yes.
We'll have somebody on the committee? Okay, cool.
Yes. Yes. So, right, yes. So, just to give the commission a little bit of context, this was a council member request, but I have, one of the reasons that Mr. Rice is here is because I've made sure Elias understands that you all would like to see plans, to the extent that you're able to weigh in on them, I don't yet know, because I think the council member has a plan. However, I will involve you and educate and inform you as often as I can. Baldino.
Just so you know, I looked it up. We're currently going to use water funds.
Oh, perfect, okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right,
Technology.
thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thanks, James.
James, thank you.
Yes.
And, okay. All right, with that,
Appreciate it.
okay, moving on to public communications related to commission business only, and that is within the subject matter under the jurisdiction of this commission. 5 minutes per person, please. And step right up to the mic and please state your name and just so we can, please go ahead.
Colonel Yori, I'm here as a kind of a groveling ambassador, volunteer as the Rose Garden. For your stats, because I've been a board member before, we're roughly about 24-hour man-hours per month. I mean, we're about 6 of us. We do about an hour and a half every Monday. So if you want to get the members, about 24 hours a month, volunteer work just for the Rose Garden. Always something to brag about because people walk by. The reason I'm here is obviously we love the roses, and so does everybody else. Unfortunately, some people are starting to love the roses too much. They're starting to cut the roses. We cut it at a 45-degree angle. They cut it at a horizontal, so we're losing a lot of roses. And with the events, the Easter egg hunt, the chili cook-off, the concerts, all are great. We have no problem with that. Is that the last Easter egg hunt, we found lots of plastic eggs and about a dozen broken branches. And again, kids will be kids, right? And the chili cook-off was, whoever thought of that was great, fantastic. But obviously it brings a lot of pedestrians through the Rose Garden. And as you know, we have some little itty-bitty plants. And those itty little bitty plants are almost 30 years old, all right? So I would like, just for the board to consider, we tried stakes around the itty-bitty plants and some that are growing out. Those stakes are all been, someone took them. Then what they've not taken are the tomato plants, the tomato cages. So we would like around 30-ish, because you've seen a lot of the itty-bitty plants, the middle ones, when they're not blooming, you don't see them. We don't see them when we're raking them, and we do occasionally step on them. But for the tomato cages as a marker would suffice. Obviously, you guys could work with the women's group on how many, where we would store it. It's just for you to, like, gee, I never knew. Incidentals, we're paying for the plastic bags, the sprays and all that. I'm looking at something around $50 to $100, which would be, obviously, I'm not going to be charged. It would be audited. Something out there for, like, rose bushes right now about $45 a pop. So we're not here to, time we ask you, hey, we need 5 rose bushes in November, it's too late. The money's, is now. So again, that's just something to jot down when you're doing the budget. And signs. We have a Christmas tree that half the people in the city don't know that the library park has the original Christmas tree. Technically, it's the second one because the first one died, but no one knows the history on it. So it would be nice if we could get a sign person involved for the Christmas tree, for the 3 plants that we all work on, and especially the names. A lot of people hit us up on the name of the roses. Unfortunately, we all go, you have to ask this person, and she's not here, which is Julie, then we're screwed. So we would love to have the ability to put signs like the other rose gardens have, and especially the yellow roses, they're coming up to 100 years old.
Wow.
So that's impressive. And that's it. Thank you for letting the volunteers play with your rose garden. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, anyone else for public communication? Step on up, please. Perfect. Woody.
Thank you all, and I hope you don't mind me getting a Kleenex if you may. I actually got shot in the eyes in the Army 3 months after I graduated from West Point at Fort Benning.
Wow.
And if you wonder why I always try to carry a stick on it, it helps keep me straight sometime. And I don't have Parkinson's. I've told City Council. I actually have had about 8 brain injuries on top of that. So that's why I recommend going to the academies, because when you have injuries, they don't just say, oh, I'm so sorry, your career is over. Bye-bye, have a nice life, bye. You're actually covered by the VA, so thank you, VA. I'm Steve Wood, Coach Woody. Hello, coaches and board members and honored commissioners all. I have a letter of invitation I'd like to pass out to you all. This is the letter of invite. I have 5.
No, that's fine. We'll get it.
And, yeah, one more here.
Thank you, Coach.
This is kind of, being shot in the eyes took me on a different path. And maybe there wouldn't have been an Iraq War and all that sort of problems if I hadn't gotten shot. But that's why I'm here. And thank you, God, that I am, as it's turned out. And I'm proud to say, I'm so proud of El Segundo. I was on the first inaugural DEI committee, and after that experience, I am convinced that the reason El Segundo is so welcoming to everyone is because of Rec and Park El Segundo, of 6-7 decades and of programs teaching kids how DEI from the ground up. So thank you all the coaches and managers and everybody that has served our community. It's I want to share that with the world, and I'm proud to say I've come up with a 5-year action plan. I grew up first town south of Syracuse in central New York after you cross the corner of the Onondaga Reservation, our farm town, Syracuse, Canada. And Onondaga, unbeknownst to me the whole time I was there, they are the center of the Iroquois. The president of the 6 Nations is always an Onondaga. So I've come up with a 5-year action plan. In response to this, I have ways of coming up with some branding opportunities for them to help pay for travel expenses. And the 5-year action plan involves having them come to El Segundo, and wherever they go, all the rest of the world's nations are going to go. That lacrosse has been voted back into the 2028 Olympics in LA, and it'd be an honor to share the most business-friendly city in LA and the best rec people and city in the South Bay with everybody. So, and one of the plans that Supervisor Rachel does like is the hootenanny idea I've come up with involving the high school choir and bands on Richmond Street. And I promised the mayor, who likes the ideas, let us know what you want us to do, and that it would come through the El Segundo Sports Youth Council, or come up through my West Point chain of command. And so thank you. Thank you, Director Alley. It's a pleasure to be on your team.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, everybody. God
Appreciate
bless you
it.
all. And God bless America. God bless El Segundo.
Thank you, Woody.
Coach.
Okay. Anyone else, public communications? Seeing none, we'll close public communications. Consent calendar, approval of the minutes of the Recreation Parks Commission meeting of March 20th, 2024. Anyone?
So moved.
Wait, there's one correction. Public communications, you have down Barbara Goland. It's actually Boland, Boland, for the spelling of her name.
Yep.
Thank you.
You know that.
Otherwise, it was fine.
I second as amended.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's 5-0. Thank you. Nice pickup. Okay, there's no unfinished business. New business. Transportation Committee. Looks like Linnea is taking this one.
I'm actually, can you hear me? I'm going to introduce Recreation Supervisor Ryan Delgado, who will present on the Transportation Subcommittee.
Good evening, Commissioners, and also congratulations to Jeanette as I look on our Transportation Committee. This has been quite the program now, heading into its 4th year of existence. We originally started the Transportation Committee back in September of 2019 with goals to see and seek out areas of improvement. And over the years, we've done quite a bit. We've changed our dial-a-ride program from our own internal shuttles out to Lyft. Our Dr. Dial-a-Ride program as well was rolled within that change. We've been able to provide, I mean, looking at some of the old numbers to what we're doing now, we're doing well over 600 rides. We're sending multiple people to the same location at times, which has really, really been an awesome benefit. For our seniors, I was down at Park Vista speaking with a gentleman, and he's, routine dialysis and utilizes Dr. Dial-a-Ride, and it gets him there every Tuesday and back, along with many other people. With the previous program, we might have been able to service 1 to 2 people per day, and now we are sort of limitless within that, or what Lyft can provide when it comes to rides. And then the other big piece was El Segundo Connect. During COVID, really stripped us of staff and our ability to provide service, and partnering with Swoop was really nice to get that program up and running. But some of the stuff we've learned during our time as a transportation committee, I think Kelly's been there the entire time. We had Commissioner Davis, who left, and then Jeanette stepped into his place, is we don't know it all. And there's a lot of different avenues when it comes to economic development, schools, business, public works projects that have been going on, and we just really want to tie that piece together. And so in front of you is the staff report, which would form the new Transportation Committee, consisting of members of 2 current commissioners, myself, Public Works representative, Environmental Committee representative, and it would really be to continue to do what we're developing and push it forward when it comes to providing transportation for all of our residents, old, young, business, guests, and really just keep it moving forward in a positive way. So any questions, I'm here to answer.
I do. Okay, 2 commissioners you're going to add. And so the question I'm asking is, are we getting rid of, disbanding the subcommittee, the transportation subcommittee?
Well, I would assume if we
Correct.
form the
Yes.
larger
Yeah.
committee, then you would disband the subcommittee.
There we go. Okay.
And I also think, correct me if I'm wrong, we wouldn't nominate anyone yet, This would be the first step of approval. We would go to council, get their approval, and then come back
Then
and
come back.
We could do
nominate
that.
you.
Is that?
That would work,
That's the
yes.
plan?
Yeah, we could do that.
So if we agree on the, moving it to the subcommittee to to the Transportation Committee,
Correct.
then it would leave here, go to council, and then come back for us to select.
Nominate, correct.
Select,
I mean, you could do it really either way. If you wanted to nominate someone in the event that the committee is formed, that would be fine as well.
I'd like to hold it.
Okay.
And the reason is because Jeanette, this is Jeanette's last meeting, so if we're gonna have another
Member.
person, another
Okay.
member filling her spot or the remainder of her term, then let's get everybody's input at that point.
I think that's a good idea. You good with that, Ryan?
So,
Absolutely.
how does the commission feel regarding the transportation, changing from a subcommittee to a committee? How they feel?
It's similar to how the aquatics committee was a subcommittee, went to a committee. I'm fully on board. I like the transparency of it and also bringing in the different stakeholders because we have, we were working on, the turtles that are all over town. We were working on that and suddenly Public Works comes out with it and we're like, whoa, wait a minute. And unfortunately, it didn't include some of the stakeholders we were working with. So we just wanted, that was kind of our wake-up call that, wait a minute, we need to make this bigger.
Okay.
More inclusive, so that's why it's on.
And I agree. It would be really beneficial to have more people and like just repeating the different stakeholders and people in the city on that committee. I think it would be a lot more productive.
So is there a motion to move the Transportation Committee forward?
I make that motion, please. And I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, that's 5-0.
Thank you very much.
Ryan, thank you. Kelly, thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you,
all your
Ryan.
work, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, with that, we are going into reports. Now, this is my first one, Aquatic Subcommittee. Is it a subcommittee or is it not a subcommittee?
Aquatics is an aquatic subcommittee.
Okay, Aquatic Subcommittee,
It's a subcommittee of the Rec and Park Commission.
there we go.
Yes.
Right, I think the transportation will be, it's the same exact thing that we did with aquatics, is it not?
Well, but it's not housed under us. It would be a city-wide, yes.
I get it. That's interesting. Okay, so aquatics, we did not meet, we had to push out a week because Joe, couldn't meet this week. So we're meeting next Monday.
That's correct.
Just so you know, was asked to present very, very briefly last night to council about the aquatic subcommittee and just some work what we've been doing. It was really well received, no questions. It was maybe 2 minutes all in all, so. I guess
Very
that's
easy.
what I don't know if it's new that they're asking.
Yes, they're asking for updates from the CCBs. Yes, so there's one scheduled, I think, every council meeting. So aquatics was the first, and it was very simple. Yeah.
The fact though that we had a council member on that committee, that doesn't make a difference.
No.
Okay, that's great. More the merrier.
Okay, Transportation Subcommittee,
We did not meet.
okay, thank you. Youth Sports Council, okay. And Recreation Park Renovation Subcommittee,
We met very briefly and basically just landed on 2 options for the skate park, basketball court layout. There were 4 presented. We landed on 2. And so we had a kickoff meeting with MIG yesterday. We made it very clear that those are the only 2 options we're interested in at this point. And we will be meeting again. An email went out today that I'm asking if we can meet on May 2nd versus next week, because next week I'll be in Hawaii. And I'd like to be there for the meeting.
you'll let us know when,
Yes.
when that meeting is.
Yes,
I did
Jacob
send a
is-
response that.
Jacob's working on the council members, and then
Good.
once we get them confirmed, then we'll let everyone else know. But I
Okay.
would like to be there, so.
Excellent, all right. Moving right down, Director's Report. Ally?
Yeah, so, you have my report in front of you this evening. I do notice that there is a lot of duplicate information, and so I apologize for that. We're still working with our temp on learning how to print out and post and do agendas. He's a great young man, but we're still kind of getting everything together. However, there is plenty of information here about things that are going on in the department, some of it twice. So if you have any questions or would like any more information, we are here to answer questions.
Go ahead, Dave.
My only question was there a reason that the impact fees was put in the packet?
Oh, yes, I'll let Linnea speak about that.
I just added those in there because last commission meeting, they were brought up and there were some questions on it. So I just wanted to be transparent so you guys could see the report on it as well.
And those are part of the developer fees, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So
so that's
any
just the
construction-
background and kind of
informational.
just gives information on like the fees and what it's about and what the purpose of it.
And my understanding is all these fees end up being one fee. You come in, you're gonna build a building, all of these different fees get added into one and they pay their developer fees. And it's a combination of those different fees that are in there, correct? Because there's,
Yes, like we
Yes,
get like
they
a
get
percentage of
sorted,
it.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
cool, thank you.
I also did you want like what the balance was?
You can get the balance.
Okay, I brought it. in
Okay.
case.
But that's not general fund money though, is it? It's basically for capital improvements, correct?
Yes.
So that's maybe what
Exactly.
the money is for for Hilltop.
That's a water fund, but we're using developer impact fees for some things at the library and some other uses we requested in this budget.
I think we did know the balance at one point. It's pretty high.
Yeah, so we had, for the old one, we had for library was just over 93,000, and for parks was just over 300,000. And in the new one, that was just been maybe not even 2 years, library is just over 17,000, public use facilities just over 12,000, aquatic
balances?
center, yeah. Aquatic center just under 3,000, but parkland is just under 95,000. So those are growing, so it'll be helpful
But they,
for
I
you.
mean, they change all the time, right? I mean, there's people paying fees daily or weekly, so they go up and
Yes.
down based on how they're used. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. That concludes my report.
Okay, now we have the recreation quarter report.
So I will have Linnea share a review of the third quarter.
Yes, so this is similar to what I did back in January, just to do a brief overview. This is our slow quarter of the year, but still, we do a lot in recreation, so I just wanted to show everybody that. Just so for marketing, I don't want to be biased, but very cute cover.
Very cute
Maybe
cover.
related to me. But so our winter brochure came out. We had 62 offerings, events, special programs, renovation updates, library programs, social media. We had more Instagram, Facebook, Teen Center posts. Obviously, followers posts are on there. Rec ID renewals were skyrocketed just to start the year. And then we had our spring brochure published the end of February. And if you saw that, we did work with our marketing specialist to revamp that a little. So she got to put her style into it a little bit, and it looks great. So events, I'm sure you guys were aware, when our regular Eggstravaganza and underwater Eggstravaganza happened, we had rain on the forecast. So our recreation team got together and kind of quickly brainstormed with 1 day notice to figure out a game plan to just still bring the spirit to the community. So we had on Thursday for the farmers market, we had the bunny out there posing with our new backdrop that one of our specialists, Lily Goldschmidt, created with the help of the Parks Department crafts worker, Ben. So it was a great team effort on that. And then we went to all the different local parks on Friday right before school got out. And with the help of parks as well and rec staff, dropped all of the eggs that were supposed to be at the park in all those different locations and let the
8,000.
kids run wild. I was at a few of the parks and kids were very excited. They came ready, people were pulling up their cars. I saw people at multiple parks, so they made it a day activity. But it was just great to show the community still show up, still be excited about the events, even though it wasn't the traditional event that happens. So youth programming, we had our Tiny Tot Valentine's Day Tea Party with over 100 participants at the clubhouse. And then the youth drama variety shows. I don't know if you guys have had the pleasure of going to those, but it's just a great showcase where instead of just one theme, they do different performances, different songs, different shows, and it's just one of the favorites from the drama community. So that happened in March. So for the senior program, we have on Tuesdays, all the way leading up to tax day from 9:30 to 2:30, we had the AARP Tax Aid. So it's a free service of tax professionals that come, and our seniors or needing population can come and have their assistance submitting their taxes, which is amazing. I did TurboTax personally and probably should have gone to AARP.
Yes.
On February 14th, Meals on Wheels, they did distribute Valentine's Day cards and treats to their people that they normally deliver to. The Senior Club hosted a St. Patrick's Day luncheon with over 45 attendees. They had traditional Thanksgiving or St. Patrick's Day meals. And then the East Garden turnover happened in February. Then one of the things that has been happening this year, as Ryan has been going back to the Park Vista meetings with Community Development Department and just talking about programming, answering questions that they may have, just trying to bridge that gap again since we pushed that into that department. So his team is actually helping them with a Park Vista yard sale that will be coming June 1st. So marketing should be pushed out about that soon. For sports, our youth basketball league wrapped up. They had the All-Star tournament, it's SCMAF tournament. Our fifth and sixth team placed second, and 7th and 8th grade team placed third. The winter adult leagues, pickleball, we had 75 teams. Basketball, it was the first time it came back since 2020. They had 6 teams, and soccer had 8 teams. That's just our all-star league. This wasn't the full team picture. They got their jackets a little late, but still smiling. So Teen Center, they had their snowboard trip on February 17th with 39 attendees, and the Teen Advisory Committee put together a St. Patrick's Day scavenger hunt where they hid different prizes and kind of like, it was around town, different facilities, and I think they had about 25 participants in that program. For aquatics, they hosted, just event-wise, they hosted the LA County Junior Lifeguard Test, the Beach Cities Inter-Squad Swim Meet. I think Kelly went and showed up to that. And then it's kind of a little quirky thing, but one of the space companies in town does drop testing there every so often, so that's been picking up the past couple months. It's just good to see events coming back there in full force and seeing the facility used in different ways. And then they're continuing working with the aquatic subcommittee on lane allocation and process proficiencies. And then just as a team for recreation, we did attend, I think it was mid-February, Allie, myself, one of our supervisors and one of our coordinators went to the California Parks and Rec Society conference in Palm Springs. So it was just great to spend a few days with recreation professionals from all over the state, go to some sessions, walk through the vendors, just see what everybody is all about throughout the states.
And on that note, we did put money in the budget next year for some commissioners to attend if they might be able to join us, because in my last municipality, I would have commissioners join us, maybe 2 every other year, and it was a great opportunity for them they have sessions for commissioners, but it's also just a nice bonding experience to get to know the staff, so we will be talking about that a little bit later in the year.
Go ahead, question.
If I'd gone to the conference, I would have gone to the booth for systems and seen if there was a way that we could auto-renew the rec cards. So my question for you is, I noticed there were over 1,000 renewals. How many total, that's out of how many people are in the system that could have potentially renewed?
Probably a lot.
Okay. Well, so my very first commission meeting, I remember asking this question, what will it take for us to be able to auto-renew
rec guards. And I still want to keep, you know, poking at that because I feel like there has to be a tech solution at some point that would allow us to do that. I'm pretty sure my own rec card is out of compliance once again because time just goes by, and I would love for it to be auto-renewed every year.
I will say I worked with Ally on the goals with the help of the supervisors and managers from all the different divisions for next fiscal year. And one of those that we did add in the rec section was looking into Civic Rec and seeing how we are using it and if we're using it correctly and to the best of its abilities. So.
We also have a new finance director that just started recently, so we can engage, Paul Chung is his name, and maybe see if he has ideas as well.
I just feel like we leave revenue on the table that is precious. And I know that folks in town would love it as well as a service, just because it's not that we don't intend to pay our fees every year, it's just not having time to do it. So, yeah, we're thinking of it.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. And moving on to administrative section report.
I don't know what that is, so that might be a little bit of an error.
That was,
I would
okay, that was,
like
an
to
addition,
report-
almost like doubling all the information.
Extra.
Extra stuff.
We're being a little
And
extra
in case
this
somebody
month.
wanted to talk about it.
I might have had something to say, Bob.
It was our
Okay,
GIF piece.
Yes. I will give a brief staffing update, although maybe I did this last month, that we did hire a cultural arts coordinator, Randy Neeson, and we are still working on a recreation manager and an aquatics manager position, as well as a senior administrative specialist, which was Brandy's position. I am happy to announce that I am getting a temp to work over at the aquatic center at the front desk, 40 hours a week. So that will be huge for Joe, big help. And then we are also going to bring in a temp to help backfill some of Linnea's duties while she's in the acting manager position. So we're getting some movement with all the recruitments and hiring. So thank you for your support and being vocal about that, because I do believe that's moved the needle a little bit. That's my administrative section report. Thank you.
see, you did have something to say.
Yes, I did.
All right, commissioner comments, Commissioner Lubes, Dave. No comments, sir. Commissioner Stolnak, Julie.
Unusual, but no comments.
Okay. Commissioner Gant,
I have a few comments.
I bet you do.
So a couple of things. First is a just great pivot with the egg hunt. I thought you guys did a wonderful job. I know colleagues in other cities weren't able to just turn on a dime that quickly, so that was amazing. I do agree there was quite a lot of debris left in Library Park. I do not believe that's your responsibility. You guys did what you could. That's on parents and children to clean up after themselves. So, but thank you to whoever did, I'm assuming on your team, clean that up after. But great job. And I did notice there still are a lot of vacancies in aquatics, so I appreciate that you guys are able to get a temp at the front desk. That's huge, but if there's anything we and you all can continue to do to help advocate and push, please let us know. Because I noticed the jobs were open again to apply for a lifeguard, which is wonderful, but once you apply, if you're stuck in that holding pattern, those people are going to find jobs elsewhere. So it's great the position is open again, but it's my understanding there were a lot of people in the queue for months now, and we're not going to they're long gone by now. So if there's anything we can do to help, just let us know. And then regarding the auto renewal, I'm sure there is a way. My one just thing to highlight that I've noticed or faced in other cities is it would just be difficult to verify residency if it was automated. But I agree, there should be a way to make it automated. There would just need to be a policy or procedure in place so that people can say, yeah, I haven't moved.
Still a resident.
I know. Well, but on how many people are unfortunately moving out, I could speak a little to that. So unfortunately, I will not auto-renew my rec ID because unfortunately I will be leaving the city of El Segundo for a new position in another city, and I will need to relocate. So unfortunately, this will be my last meeting. I'm so sorry it was so short. It was fun while it lasted. I wish I could, it wasn't the plan, but, you know, that's life. So
Good for you.
I've appreciated all of you guys and getting to be a part of this for the last few months. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was great working with you, and good luck. Vice Chairperson Watson, Kelly.
Well, I did get a little preview of that news, so I wanted to say in my report that we are absolutely going to miss you on the Aquatics Committee, on the Transportation Committee. You've been in such a short amount of time so instrumental in moving forward a lot of these projects that we've been working on for a long time, and we are absolutely going to miss you. We hate Carpinteria now. We're never going there because they stole you, and I hope they didn't steal her in Palm Springs. Is that how that went down?
No.
But no, seriously, congratulations. I'm sure, you know, they're going to be amazed by what you can do, and you leave a big gap behind you. So
Yeah.
thank you for all of that. I also wanted to just mention that I did go to the inter-squad swim meet at the Aquatic Center, and it was fantastic, really well organized, and lots of parents, lots of excitement. Yet, amazingly, like, I think I pictured big chaos, and when I got there, it was just so smooth and amazing. And it does bring up the point that we need to do more of these events, and this is something that we on the Aquatics Committee have been talking about, is how we can do more events and then make them, you know, capture the community so that we've got food involved and vendors and things like that, and that the spillover from people coming to these events would actually, you know, benefit the whole community. And I think that maybe what you were trying to say, Coach Woody, was that, you know, if we brought a lacrosse event for the same reason, you know, it benefits the city. And I feel like we're operating in these little silos, but wouldn't it be amazing if we were all coordinated on the kinds of stuff we can do, especially when it was just so incredibly well run. So that is my report.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Just a couple of things. Want to congratulate Noe again, Employee Spotlight, and James coming from Public Works to update us. We know it's been a long day for them, and we do appreciate it. And again, to the public for stepping up and telling us or helping us out. You're also our eyes. So you see something going on in the city, let us know. And so, thank you for that. Moving to staff comments, Linnea.
I just wanted to bring up, we had our awards and installations banquet for California Parks and Rec Society District 9 the other week. So that is different agencies from Malibu to Rancho Palos Verdes, and as he says, Gardena showed up to it. And for the city of El Segundo, we did recognize 3 staff, 3 of our specialists. Jay O'Reilly, they're the specialists over at Clubhouse. They help with drama, contractors. They help steer that shift. Jacqueline Petzold, she is our marketing specialist who did the revamp of the brochure. And then Bailey Myers, our specialist and
Coordinator.
new aquatic coordinator at the pool.
Yes.
She was recognized as well. And then one of our staff, Chloe Meza, she is our camp specialist. She actually was a scholarship recipient at this program, so.
That's great.
Can I comment real
Yes.
quick? I don't know if everyone knows that Linnea was the District
President.
9 president for CPRS, which in our it's our professional organization. It's a pretty big deal. And so I do want to recognize that you
Yes.
were that for the last year. And also having El Segundo host an event like that is always great so that other people can come from different cities, see how amazing it is here, and really like show off. And I got to show off with some of my team about my hometown and how amazing it is here. So it was awesome
It was
that you
great.
guys were able to host that and it was way more well attended than I anticipated. So
Yeah.
really good job, Linnea.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Christopher Henson, Park Superintendent.
A couple of updates. We have a date for the pollinator garden planting, April 30th. It's coming up here shortly. Then also, I attended a kickoff meeting for the El Segundo entry sign at Main and Imperial. And that's going to be starting up here shortly. We're waiting on a schedule from the contractor, but all the parties met out there on site, and it's going to get rolling.
Okay. Looks like you have a question. Do you have a question?
I didn't know about that. I've never heard of that. Since the committee folded a couple of years ago, I've heard nothing until this second. That's cool and all, but how did it become a committee and then now it's not a committee? Do we get to weigh in? Same questions as always.
Are we talking about the monument sign?
I don't know what we're talking about.
Are you talking about the monument
What
sign?
is it?
The entry?
Correct.
Something?
Oh, yes,
Correct.
it's,
What is
it's, welcome to El Segundo, I think it says. This is something that's been in the works for years, and it's being spearheaded. It's a public works project. So I know, I see renderings and things like that, but I have not had involvement in the planning.
Shouldn't you? Us? Shouldn't we?
Well, it's an
It feels like it's
entryway
very Recreation
sign.
Parks. No?
It was taken away from us.
Okay.
That had to have been before I came.
Just
Yeah,
before.
it's never been since I've been here.
Yes.
So I'm
It
sort of
was-
used to not.
It was taken away. Public Works took it over.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope it's nice.
Okay, well, now you know. Okay.
Wonderful.
Hey, I'm just giving you information.
We're just
that-
being the messengers.
Yeah, that's it. Christopher, thank you. Thanks for stirring the pot. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I see that I did that.
It's all right. No, it's been about that long. All right, moving on. Ally, back to you for any comments.
Yeah, just final closing, just wanted to let the commission know, we did have our recreation park renovation kickoff meeting with MIG yesterday. It was yesterday. So we got together, talked about the project. If you recall, we were working with another consulting design firm, LPA. But for this next phase, we've contracted with MIG. They're very well known in the industry, great group of people. We had a very productive meeting yesterday. We will have 2 community meetings to get feedback specifically about Teen Center and Skate Park. That will be sometime in May. I'll keep the commission apprised of those dates. And they will be presenting to the commission also. It will likely be in July. It'll be schematic designs. We will probably have to call a special meeting, so hopefully everybody will be amenable to that. But I did want to make sure it gets to the commission before it goes to the council. It's a very short timeline, and because the council goes dark in the summer, it was a little tricky to figure out how I can get it before all of you. So we will do a special meeting in July to go over the initial designs and to give you all time to take a look and provide feedback. And then I also attended today, Lene and I both attended the kickoff for the Plunge renovation project. So that was exciting. There were probably 20 people in the room. The architects and the project management team and public works staff and the 2 of us. And it was a really good meeting. It sounds like it's a good group of folks. They talked about a lot of details about process and handling RFIs and things like that. But we were really just there to hear that it's moving forward and that, it's really happening. It's really happening, everybody. So very exciting. A lot of progress, a lot of cool things going on in the department and in the city related to Parks and Rec. So exciting time. That's
Okay,
all I have.
Thank you. And we will adjourn to the May 15th, 2024 meeting. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Good job, everybody.
Aww.